Hey guys, it's Annie back with another video. So I've been getting a whole lot of comments from a lot of you guys lately basically asking me how come my views have dropped so dramatically on my channel. Some of these comments are just like genuinely curious, asking like what happened and why it happened. Other people have been kind of really aggressive, like yo, why is your channel dead? Now personally, I don't consider my channel dead because dead to me would mean absolutely no views, and my channel is still getting between 50 and 80,000 views a month. And even though my AdSense income is not what it once was, it's still contributing a pretty healthy chunk of my overall income. But nonetheless, as you can definitely see from the views on my most recent videos and the views that I've been getting on my channel month to month the last couple of months, compared to where my channel was last year and even more so the year before that, my views have definitely taken a jump down, as has my overall channel performance. And if you know me at all, you know that analytics are kind of my thing. I absolutely love sitting down and taking apart and understanding social media algorithms. I love researching and learning all about what makes different social media algorithms work the way that they do, learning what does and doesn't determine how certain content performs on various different platforms, and just all of that stuff. So that is what initially led me to want to take this whole dive into my channel analytics to really understand exactly what caused this dramatic drop in my channel's performance. Now, there are any number of reasons why any given video just doesn't perform on YouTube. Either the topic of the video just doesn't strike a chord with your audience, maybe your thumbnail is just not all that clickable and doesn't draw interest from the people it's being shown to. Other times when your viewers watch your videos, they don't watch them long enough for YouTube to determine that retention to be enough to keep pushing it out. However, what it is we're talking about here is not just a couple of videos underperforming, we're talking about a complete channel performance shift. One where I went from getting about 200 to 500,000 views every month to getting roughly about 50 to 80,000 views a month, which are still really not bad numbers. I know there are loads of creators out there who would love to have those numbers. I'm very happy with them. I'm very grateful for that audience. It just really begs the question of what happened so suddenly and so overnight to go from having this massive, overly engaged audience that would watch literally every single video I put out to having the same wonderful core audience just in much smaller numbers. So a couple of months ago, I decided to start messing around with this tool called vidIQ. There are probably loads of you guys who have heard of it, maybe some of you have never heard of it. I personally decided to mess around with it because a couple of my creator friends had recommended it and talked lots about it, and so I took that opportunity to look into it and mess around with it completely unprompted, unsponsored, unaffiliated, because for me personally, that is when I'm a lot more inclined to trust another creator's word of mouth or something they are suggesting, is when their opinion is unprompted, unsponsored, and unaffiliated, and they are genuinely just sharing something because they are really passionate about a product or service or company and are recommending it to other like-minded people. So during my little session of digging around and messing with a bunch of different vidIQ tools, one of the many really cool tools that I landed on is a tool vidIQ has that is basically a subscriber analysis tool, where basically it analyzes your subscribers' use of the YouTube platform and gives you different stats and data. It basically gives you data like what are other channels and other videos on YouTube that a large majority of your audience is also watching aside from your content. The main purpose there being that if you can really dig into what are other channels and other content that your subscribers are searching for, seeking out, wanting to watch, then that may give you some insight and some ideas into content that you may want to consider creating for your channel if you want to keep that part of your audience engaged and interested. And this is where I really began to notice that something was terribly off with my channel's data. So way back in 2018, before my channel ever really began to blow up and take off on YouTube, the main sort of purpose and niche, if you will, of my content on YouTube at the time was really centered around girl bossing and female entrepreneurs, female content creators trying to grow their presence on social media. Then the very first video that ever really blew up on my channel was a video all about how to get your first 100 subscribers on YouTube. Obviously a very gender neutral topic, a topic that is not meant only for women or only for male creators, but really just for any creators overall. So as you could imagine, after that video first absolutely blew up on YouTube, my channel began gaining all kinds of views and subscribers and massive growth. And so as I continued to make more videos about getting subscribers and views and growth on YouTube, my audience and my channel continued to grow. Within that next year, my channel had gained a total of 4 million views, over 65,000 subscribers, and made a total of $21,000 from AdSense alone. Pretty much the exact same story in 2021. My channel gained a total of 3 million views, a little over 49,000 subscribers, and made a total of $31,000 from AdSense alone. Now in 2022, where we are currently now in the month of October 2022, so far this year my channel has gained a total of 800,000 views, a little over 4,000 subscribers, and made a total of $10,000 from AdSense alone. So definitely from that peak back in January 2022, my channel has definitely seen a massive decrease, which is kind of to be expected when your channel has a massive blow up and reaches that kind of a peak. Obviously at some point it does have to start coming down a little bit once you've reached that massive peak. And most definitely between where I was at that point versus where my channel is now, I can definitely understand why some people have some questions about what has changed so drastically. And if I'm being completely and totally honest, again, like I said, I am an analytics freak. I love understanding algorithms and channel performance and video performance. So of course I've had those questions myself a time or two. So like I said, I was using vidIQ's subscriber analysis tool to kind of figure out and dig into exactly what is going on. And what I've come to find is that my audience is most definitely not currently what it once was, what I want it to be now, and what I want it to be in the future. Looking at the channels and the videos that the current largest majority of my audience is watching on YouTube, these are all different topics and content that I would not only never watch myself, but also never create. These are all video and channel topics that have never aligned with my channel and probably never will, meaning that I am most definitely not creating content that the majority of my current audience would be looking for. Then also looking at the regular analytics in my YouTube studio, what I can gather from that data and those analytics is that currently the majority of my audience are adult males aged 25 to 34, majorly living in the US, the UK, Nigeria, and India, where way back when my channel first began to take off, the majority of my audience were females aged 19 to 24. A large majority of them were watching other channels and other videos that were very close to the content that I create, so I can confidently say that at that time my audience was 100% the audience I was targeting. I definitely at that time had my perfect target audience of girl bosses and female entrepreneurs looking to create and grow their presence on social media. Now this is 100% not at all to say that my channel is only geared towards women, that male viewers and male subscribers are not at all welcome here on my channel. That is definitely not what I'm here to say. One thing that has always really fascinated me about social media is how somebody in Canada or the US can also be reaching viewers all across the world in countries you've never even thought of. So that is definitely not a negative thing. That is definitely something I'm not upset about, something that I actually find very cool and intriguing. But definitely knowing that at this current point in time, I'm most definitely not reaching my target audience. Now it is all definitely starting to make a whole lot more sense exactly why my videos are not performing, why a large majority of my subscribers are not clicking to watch my videos when it's shown to them, and pretty much exactly why my channel is growing as slowly as it currently is. Because as I've explained so many times on my channel, your video's performance on YouTube really comes down to whether or not your video's performance is telling YouTube's algorithm either yes, your core audience is loving this content, or no, your core audience really doesn't vibe with this content. That is the number one thing that is going to determine whether or not YouTube is going to push out your videos or just drop them like flies. So now I can perfectly understand how come YouTube is showing my videos to my core audience, why they are not clicking on my videos, why I have a much lower click-through rate than I used to have, and why I'm growing at such a slow pace. The main number one reason being that my current audience is not my number one target audience. So now that you guys know the inside scoop on how come my video performance and channel performance has been so low lately, now begs the question of what am I actually going to do about it? And I really do think that for once, what I really need to do for my own mental health and sanity as a creator is that I need to stop being super analytical and strategic. I really need to get out of my own head about I can't create this video because that's too girly. I can't create this video because that video is not enough about social media. I cannot even count how many emails and sponsorship offers I've gotten gotten in the last year from brands that I'm super passionate about, that I've loved for years, and literally had the mindset of can't work with this company because their product just doesn't align with the videos I've been making for the last year. I really do think that for my own sanity and my own creator authenticity, I really need to just be myself and create whatever content I'm truly passionate about, and really just stop being afraid of what if I film this video and it crashes and burns? What if I film this video and nobody wants to watch it? At the end of the day, none of those reasons are really why I created my channel in the first place or started making videos in the first place. The day that I decided to first start my YouTube channel, I started because I loved video making, I loved being on social media, and I think now that I'm in a phase of trying to rediscover my audience and retarget my audience, I think now is as good a time as any to just go back to my roots and go back to what I am passionate about. So yes, that is going to include videos and content about social media and growing on social media, but it's also going to include other things that I'm equally passionate about, like girl bossing, entrepreneurship, productivity, organization. And yes, if down the road I get reached out to by a clothing brand I love and they want me to create a try-on clothing haul, then yes, I may throw that in. If one morning I decide that I want to pick up my camera and vlog a day in my work life, then yes, I will do that too. I think in a way this was kind of a sign from the universe that it's time to just let go and stop being so uptight about YouTube and just go back to enjoying myself. I am definitely somebody who psychs myself out a lot and plants these really not so great thoughts in my head when I get anxious and nervous and overwhelmed. So hopefully by continuing to do my thing and being super consistent in creating content that aligns with me and who I am super confident that in an entire year from now, my channel is going to be in a whole new place, and I think I'm going to genuinely be happy with it. And also, like I've said a million times, it is not a good idea to ever rely solely on YouTube and Google AdSense as an income stream, mostly because, as I've said and shown you guys, things like views, RPM, CPM, monetized views, all that kind of stuff, that stuff fluctuates like crazy. You could literally have a month where you make $4,000 from AdSense, then the next month everything all of a sudden changes and you make less than $800. So while my views on YouTube and my income from AdSense are a lot lower than they've been in the last couple of years, I do have other income and revenue streams to cover all of my bases while I'm figuring things out and revamping and finding my place here on YouTube. I am so super grateful that I learned that lesson so early on in my entrepreneurial YouTube journey. So grateful that I really took the time to research and learn, build, and grow different income and revenue streams, which are going to really allow me to refine myself and revamp my channel and all that stuff, so that, like I said, this time next year I can be in a whole other place and probably a much happier and better place. I really don't think that outwardly you guys are going to see a massive difference or change on this channel. This channel may kind of look like it has for the last little while, maybe with a little change or two here or there, but I really do think that the biggest, most noticeable change is going to be more so on the inside, on my side of things. Mentally just have a whole new, different, more happier, healthier approach to YouTube and content creation, and hopefully this is not going to be one of those times where I say things are going to change and then a month from now I just completely psych myself out again. It's going to be a journey, it's going to be an adventure, but I think between now and this time next year, things are going to get a lot better. So yeah, you guys, that is it for this video. I'm so sorry that the end of this video kind of turned into a little tangent and rant sort of situation, but if you guys stuck around till the end, thank you all so much for watching. I love you all to the moon and back, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!